Let me start off by saying that I do not believe in coincidence. I think things happen in a synchronized way that the average layman cannot pick up. And, we just say, oh, well, it's coincidental. Or rather, the news will say it's coincidental. I think even the average layman, when they see these things, questions abound. But, if you go with the narrative from the news, without doing any digging on your own. It's just like, well, it happened and, whatever. I don't think we should be that flippant when things happen like that. I think even if this is outside of your purview, outside of your socioeconomic bracket, and you'll see why I'm saying that in a minute, that there should still be concerns, right? Because there's always an end game at play that you don't know about. There's always way more going on than you think, right? You live in your own bubble, in your own little world. You have to go to work, provide for your family, yourself, etc. You gotta pay bills. Stuff like this, you hear about it, goes in one ear, out the other. You don't pay it any mind. But I think we should. Right? I think there's something bigger at play that needs to be dealt with. What that is exactly, I guess we'll find out in due time. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and of course share it with everyone you know. Let's go.
Of 4 crypto billionaires in the span of less than a month. In late October, young crypto pioneer Nikolai Mushelan was found dead on a Puerto Rican beach.
After posting several cryptic tweets that led to speculation to the circumstances of his death, Nikolai Mushegian, founder of Maker, Maker DAO, an autonomous protocol that facilitates borrowing, lending, and savings, was found dead in San Juan, Puerto Rico on November 1st. The 29-year-old's body was retrieved from the ocean fully clothed with his wallet and other personal belongings still intact. So people are questioning this all over social media, Instagram, Reddit, all over the place, and it's just a little fishy, but I won't dive deeper into that. Following that story, the New York Post reports on November 23rd, another crypto titan was unexpectedly found dead in his bed at age 30. This man here, Tien Kullander, co-founder of Amber, a Hong Kong-based crypto trading platform valued at about $3 billion, was found dead in his home. His death is currently under investigation. Again, the only reason I wanted to bring these stories to you is because the Reddit community and Instagram and basically most of social media platforms are speculating how both of these young men, very healthy, suddenly and unexpectedly died at very young ages. So yeah.
Whether it was a murder or suicide or...
I have no information on that.
No, I know, but
yes.
that's what people are saying is this odd that somebody would die.
Yes, I don't know if you saw his tweet here, if you read that, but it's just a very weird, again, cryptic tweet.
Now, read that for yourself and tell me how ominous this tweet is. That you would post this, then end up deceased, and nobody would think it's fishy. Obviously, people think it's fishy. It is very fishy, very disconcerting. How are they going to dig into this? Are they going to dig into it? Because look at the people, look at the characters involved, right? Secret agencies, they deal in secrecy on a daily basis. So how is this information going to be verified? What you will hear is, oh, I have no knowledge of any such operation.
So yeah, very unfortunate. And lastly, I do have one more for you guys.
Then, on November 22nd, the man who was at the middle of Spain's biggest probe into cryptocurrency fraud, broker Xavier Biosca, was found dead in Andalusia. The next day, on November 23rd, founder of crypto company Amber Group, Tien Kullander, died mysteriously in his sleep. Just 2 days later, on November 25, another crypto billionaire, Vaclav Taran, died in a helicopter crash. The 4 deaths have sparked...
Now, I'll just say this death in the helicopter crash is very reminiscent of what happened to Kobe and Gianna. Of course, there were other people on that helicopter, and allegedly it was a weather situation which caused it. That it's possible. I don't know if it's true. That's what they say. But this situation here, where you have a billionaire you would expect that that helicopter that he was traveling was, top shelf, the best equipment and whatever for their flight. But we do know that anything can be taken over that's mechanical, right? There is a way, as long as it has electronics within it, for those electronics to be taken over. That is a fact. That is not fiction. That is not Hollywood. That is reality. So, put that where it goes.
Fierce rumours of a crypto-related conspiracy after the four deaths.
Russian state news agencies report a Russian oil executive has died after falling out of a sixth-floor hospital window. Ravil Maganov chaired oil and gas giant Lukoil, now the country's second-largest oil company, called for a fast resolution to Russia's war on Ukraine, and that was back in March.
Well, news broke earlier this week that the chairman of Lukoil, a major Russian energy firm, died after falling out of a window. He joined several prominent businessmen, many with ties to Russian oil and gas sector, who've died in accidents or apparent suicides this year.
A wealthy energy executive declared dead from suicide. This time, oil executive Ravil Maganov, seen here earlier with the Kremlin head, died on Thursday at 7 o'clock in the morning, after falling from the sixth-floor window of a central Moscow hospital, where he was being treated after a heart attack, said a state media law.
Now, imagine this. You're in the hospital being treated for a heart attack, right? So it would assume that you're not in the best physical state. What I know of people who have vast amounts of wealth when they come into a hospital, because I did work in a hospital for a long time, these people are given a special wing that they go to where they have all the amenities of being at home. Those amenities include the ability to have family and guests over. If you have private security, your private security is also with you. Now, as I said, this man had just had a heart attack and was being treated for it. How does this man end up falling out of a window on the sixth floor? Assuming that it was indeed a heart attack, which would put him in a physically weakened state. Ask yourself that question. As I said, there's usually an end game at play that people are not aware of. You hear these stories, they go in one ear, out the other. You don't pay any more attention to it, but then later on something happens that is synchronic with these events, but because you haven't taken the time to analyze it, it escapes you. Now, what do all these people have in common that were just shown, that were just spoken of? They are all in the upper echelon of wealth, right? They are billionaires, people that have the means to jet set anywhere they want in the world, buy anything they want, have all the, armored vehicles, yachts, mansions, security, all these things. And somehow these people are just out of here under very mysterious circumstances. Questions abound. Let's put it that way. What is the end game? I don't know what the end game is, but there is one afoot. You can be sure of it. People see things mostly in a two-dimensional way, and okay, that's fine if that's where you are, but there's always more than meets the eye to these things. Always. There are people who are in it for the long game, the long haul. Was this part of a larger plan? It is possible. Do not doubt it for a second. It's possible. I was watching something recently called Awaken on Netflix, and these situations kind of remind me of that show. The premise of the show is that there is this young boy with the ability to put people into a lucid dream because of an experiment that was done on him. And they come out of the lucid dream experiencing the most terrifying things, which are like their threshold for fear. What he does after that is he gives them something stronger to put them into a lucid dream where they would be awake and then try to experience those same things, which ultimately ends in them, taking themselves out. But it's actually the guy who's responsible. But anyways, I'll leave that there for now. It's something to think about, something to look out for. If there are things coming down the pipeline that haven't, gotten rid of these people, would be easier. Who knows? Did they know something that they weren't supposed to know? You saw that very disturbing tweet. So I'm pretty sure there's people up there with that kind of wealth that know things that, probably other people would not like them to know. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and of course share it for everyone you know. Until next time, thank you for joining me. I'm out. Peace.